Hello, welcome back. I'm Dr. Cheryl Fraser, and we're talking about couples under pressure and some of the common problems that arose for couples during the pandemic and the self-isolation. Thankfully, we're moving into more freedom now, but I don't want you to assume that you'll be fine forevermore because there's going to be more stresses coming. Marriage, death of a loved one, your parents aging. There are ebbs and flows in the stress on our relationships, and we want to know how to handle them. So, I taught 3 live mini classes. You can click below to watch those if you missed them on Facebook. And I want to summarize a bit of what I taught in class 3, which is the most popular one. Because I was talking about sex. I was actually talking about all the sex you're not having when you're under pressure. I want to briefly tell you about 2 types of sexual desire. First of all, let me reassure you, you're not broken and you're not weird. If your sex drive, your attraction to your partner went way down under the pressure cooker we've been under in our homes, in our families, and in our relationships. I talk to a lot of people that are still having a solo sexual life, and yes, I mean masturbation by that, but they aren't touching their partner. Because of classes 1 and 2, the last 2 love bites, because partly a lot of bickering, a lot of distance does not make us horny, and secondly, we're together all the time and driving each other crazy and just feeling bored and complacent and kind of falling into some old routine. The 2 types of desire I want to talk about briefly are responsive desire and spontaneous desire. Now, we all want spontaneous desire. That's that I can't wait to rip your clothes off just because you looked at me feeling that we had in the beginning and occasionally now. But spontaneous desire is one of the biggest problems in our relationship is waiting around to feel spontaneously desirous, horny, attracted to, sexually motivated toward our sweetheart. Because in longer term relationship, really after the first 6 to 18 months, spontaneous desire, the biochemistry, the psychology of that tends to really settle out. What are you left with? You're left with a dead bed if you're not careful. So what I want to teach you now, this is based on couples and sex therapy research, totally legit, important research that not enough people know about, is responsive desire. What's that? Well, what does responsive mean? It means I'm feeling desire in response to something. Now, sometimes it's as simple as you and your sweetheart decide you're going to make love at least once a week, and Tuesday night is scheduled sex night. You've heard me talk about that in previous love bites. Now, Tuesday night rolls around, you're not horny at all. You've had a busy work day, the kid had a sniffly nose, you had to read him extra books, and the dog peed on the rug or whatever. I'm not horny, so let's not make love. That's because you're waiting around for spontaneous desire. Stop doing that. Instead, you want responsive desire, which means let's start doing something and we will trust and allow the desire to respond. That might be as simple as snuggling up and starting to kiss. It might be more graphic. Grab a sex toy, engage in oral sex, turn each other's bodies on when your head's not into it yet, and desire can occur. It might be having a bath together or separately, having a hot shower to calm yourself and tell yourself, I'm going to slide under the sheets naked with my sweetheart and play around. Take the pressure off. Choose to be sensual. Choose to allow desire to respond. Let me repeat, you're not broken, you're not abnormal, and your relationship is not doomed if you've barely been making love at all. I work with a ton of couples right now who haven't made love in months or even years. You can learn to train your desire by allowing yourself to respond. Set the scene for desire to flourish within. Much more about that in some of my other teachings, but I wanted to give you that all-important tidbit for now. Thank you for joining me for this week's Video Love Bite. If you know someone who might benefit from this, please send them to the page or let them know how to sign up. And hey, honestly, great change takes time. It takes energy. Do the effort of making passion a priority. A couple of resources below, links to the teachings, the longer teachings, links to some worksheets. And next week, we're going to start fresh and talk about loving in summertime. And you got to stay tuned for that coming your way in your Love Bite email inbox very soon. Bye for now.